Well, folks, you love to see it. We have ourselves a really big update in regards to the whole lawsuit situation from Nintendo onto Palworld, and it sounds like that Nintendo is actually getting desperate, and they are getting wrecked. So we have ourselves an article that is titled, Nintendo's patent relevant to the Palworld case has been rejected by Japan's office for lacking originality. What happens next? Japan's patent office rejects key Nintendo patent claim, potentially strengthening Pocket Pair's defense in the Palworld dispute. Nintendo's ongoing legal campaign against Palworld developer Pocket Pair has hit another roadblock. A key patent in Nintendo's Monster Capture family, one that sits right between two patents currently being asserted in the Tokyo District Court, has been rejected by the Japan Patent Office, or JPO for short. The decision cites a lack of inventive step, pointing directly to older games such as Ark, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, Kantai Collection, and Pokemon Go itself as examples of prior art. For Xbox players following this saga, and especially fans who jumped into Palworld on Xbox Game Pass, this new twist adds even more weight to Pocket Pair's defense. It reinforces the argument that Palworld isn't necessarily copying Nintendo, but rather is inspired by and builds upon decades of established game mechanics. So first off, that is a big time ouch right there when it comes to the type of blow that was given to Nintendo, citing a lack of inventive step. That right there has gotta sting. And second off, games being inspired by other games isn't anything new. Inspiration doesn't equal copying games. Like, you can be inspired by other games and things like their mechanics and features and stuff like that without actually copying them in a one-to-one type of way. You can put your own interpretation on it and make it unique and make it different from the other games. But with Nintendo trying to do what they are doing, i.e. trying to bully smaller game creators and snuff out creativity and competition, this right here is a massive, massive backfire on Nintendo's end. And it just shows that being a bully doesn't pay off. And this actually kind of gives me hope that this right here, if Nintendo was to actually lose the entire case against Palworld, if Palworld was to actually come out on top, that right there gives the future of the gaming industry hope. Because this right here will set the precedent that it doesn't pay to be a bully. It doesn't pay to snuff out competition on false pretenses just because you get salty that their content, their products, are actually competing with and are better than your products. And as illustrated here in this article, we have ourselves a tangled patent family tree, and the one that is boxed in red is the patent in question. The latest report from GamesFray breaks down the significance of this patent rejection in relation to the Pocket Pair case. If you look at the official JPO patent family chart shown above, you can see how interconnected these filings are. The newly rejected 2024 031879 application descends from Nintendo's 2023 filing JP7505852, which has already been granted and is one of the patents cited in Nintendo's lawsuit against Pocket Pair. Meanwhile, patent 2024 123560 JP7545191 branches off another granted patent also being used in court. That means this isn't some irrelevant side filing. It's literally sandwiched between two patents central to the litigation. If the JPO finds that one member of the patent family lacks originality, it raises questions about the others. As GameFray notes, this sibling parent structure makes the 2024 031879 rejection potentially significant. The same reason, lack of inventive step, obviousness based on prior art, could easily apply to the related patents Nintendo is wielding in court. Oh shit. That's gonna go over like a fart in church. And I really truly hope that more questions gets raised and pressed against Nintendo when it comes to this lawsuit. The JPO's record shows that a third-party submission was made earlier this year introducing prior art that led to this rejection. While the JPO doesn't name who made it, the timing aligns with Pocket Pair's known strategy and its April 2025 court filing of similar evidence. In fact, Game Freak's earlier coverage revealed that Pocket Pair's legal team has already submitted an extensive list of games, from Ark and Tomb Raider to Zelda, Titanfall 2, and Rune Factory 5, all to demonstrate that Nintendo's claimed mechanics existed long before Palworld. And that's also another big thing to note here, is that this wasn't even a thing until Palworld came out. Nintendo got fucking salty and ass mad that Palworld was actually successful upon release, hence why this shit is even a thing in the first place. It was all jealousy, it was all being butthurt over Palworld's success, and nothing past that. You can read our breakdown of that filing here. Palworld developers challenged Nintendo's patents using examples from Zelda, Ark Survival, Tomb Raider, Titanfall 2, and many more huge titles. Pocket Pair even cited mods like Pixelmon for Minecraft and Nukamon for Fallout 4 as prior art, arguing that player-created content is also part of the shared creative ecosystem that predates Nintendo's claims. Interestingly, Nintendo's own argument earlier this year tried to claim that mods shouldn't count as prior art, an unusual position that drew criticism for trying to limit what qualifies as a publicly known technology. Okay, I thought that right there was either a rumor or it was made up. Nah, like, what? Nintendo actually is so fucking arrogant and condescending to try and say that mods shouldn't count as prior art? Get the fuck out of here with that fucking bullshit. Are you kidding me? Like, who made you the arbiter of what is and what isn't prior art? The JPO's decision doesn't directly determine the outcome of the Tokyo District Court case. That's a separate process, but it could influence it. Judges often respect the technical findings of patent examiners even if they aren't legally bound by them. In this case, the rejection undermines Nintendo's claims that its patents protect truly original gameplay ideas. When Japan's own patent authority says otherwise, that argument loses credibility fast. The ruling also puts pressure on Nintendo's third-party patent in suit, which, according to previous reports, has already been modified mid-litigation, a sign that Nintendo is getting desperate. Oh yeah, I should also remind you about that fact as well, which normally doesn't happen unless you are being shifty and desperate in Nintendo's case. What may also be relevant is that it was recently leaked that Nintendo may be working on its own Pokemon spin-off featuring gameplay elements similar to Palworld's survival style. If this turns out to be true, it could explain why Nintendo is pushing so hard to secure broad control over mechanics that suddenly look marketable again. So, wait a second. If this is actually true, wouldn't Nintendo be then copying Palworld? I mean, I'm just using your logic, Nintendo, that's all. Nintendo now has 60 days from the October 22nd notice to respond. Nintendo can submit amendments to the patent claims or argue why the examiner's conclusions are wrong. If that fails, Nintendo can appeal, which would potentially drag the process into 2026. The main lawsuit against Pocket Pair continues at the Tokyo District Court, but it's getting increasingly shaky. If more of Nintendo's patents face rejections, it could drastically weaken their case. Whatever happens, this development shows that Pocket Pair's defense strategy, built on citing prior games like Ark and Monster Hunter, is paying off. So this right here definitely is a very interesting development, and if this type of pace keeps up, much to the chagrin and the disfavor of Nintendo, Nintendo could actually go down in flames and go down hard if they lose. And honestly, given Nintendo's history, I hope that this happens because Nintendo needs to be humbled. They need to be taken down a few pegs. But with that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, what are your guys' thoughts on this subject? Let me know down in the comments. Have yourselves a damn good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.